because the Romans were occupying, so the Zealots decided to rise up. It didn't work because the Romans crushed them. Okay, and you can read about that in Josephus. Now, who was Josephus? We haven't really met Josephus yet. I've quoted him. He was a 21-year-old Jewish general in the Israeli army. And he led the northern assault against the Romans. And he was captured by the Romans. And they took a special liking to him. Vespasian, the emperor, gave him special privileges. He changed his name from Yosef ben Mattatyahu to Josephus, Josephus Flavius, which is a very Roman name, and he became the historian. Now, of course, he would have had to have been careful what he wrote, right? It's like, imagine if you're a Jew in 1935 in Germany, the Nazis capture you, but they like you, and they say, okay, we'll let you write what you want. What are you going to say? You're going to write everything about the Nazis? No, you're going to be very careful. So when we read Josephus, we have to read it with a little bit of skepticism. However, a lot of people, more and more findings that we find, we see that Josephus was very accurate, quite accurate. They say he exaggerates a little bit on the numbers. A lot of Jewish people think he was a traitor, because in those days, the Zealots particularly were telling Jews it's better to commit suicide than to fall into the hands of the Romans as a slave. So a lot of people did commit suicide. When Josephus got caught with his battalion in a place called Yotvata, a number of his soldiers committed suicide, and he surrendered. So Jews today consider him a traitor. I don't see him as a traitor. I see him as a smart guy who's a great historian. That's Josephus. So he is our only source of what happened here, and our only source of the destruction of the Second Temple. And it's a good read, and as I say, I've said it before, the essential Josephus is a good modern day version. So the Zealots have done just what we did. They came up here. This open area was now going to be used as farmland. We're going to walk up at just a tiny little, one more little elevation. That's all we've got. The rest is flat. On the way down, they stopped in to En Gedi, where we were yesterday. They slaughtered 700 of their own people. 700 Jews were killed. They took their livestock and food and brought it up here. The first person that put this place on the map was a man called Alexander Janai, a Jew from the Hasmoneans. But it wasn't until King Herod that it really became the famous Masada that we know. He made it a massive fortress, and again, once again, defying nature, like he did at Caesarea. He made a man-made port. He defied nature. Here, look, it's a piece of rock, and he made it a fortress. And it's a brilliant location, way out in the Judean wilderness. Of course, you'd have to think of water. We'll talk about that. And there was plenty. Not only did he build a palace here, not only did he build a fortress, he built 2 palaces. And we can learn a lot about the character of Josephus when we look at his building projects. He liked the good life.
You mean Herod?
Yeah, who do I say?
Joseph.
I'm sorry, thank you. Herod. We learn a lot about his character by his building projects. He spared no expense. Again, this is one of the reasons why the Jews hated him, because it was their tax money. That's all I'm going to say now. Like I said, I'm going to build the story up as we go. Questions, anybody?
How did he get the supplies up here to build a...
Soldiers and slaves.
Oh. Wow.
Just be glad we didn't have to carry up rocks.
Really?